What's up, guys? Welcome back to Married to Reality. It's the Single Life Edition. I'm your co-host, John, here with my wife and co-host, the one and only Teresa.
Hello, everyone. How is everyone doing?
Good.
It was long.
Good. Thank you.
Good.
Yeah, you sound healthy. You sound like you've got air in your lungs. You're ready to go. You can hold the note.
I'm always ready to go. What are you talking about?
You can hold the note.
Oh,
Just saying, you're like a American Idol finalist holding that note, trying to impress the judges and us at home, and you impress me every time.
Oh, thank you.
I don't know about the people at home. I think they're pretty impressed with you. Pretty impressive over here. Anyway, maybe what wasn't so impressive was this episode.
It wasn't bad.
Let me be very clear. There is no such thing as a bad episode of The Single Life. At least that I've ever seen. Mm-hmm. Just maybe my least favorite of the season so far.
Well, I think it was because we were missing two of our staples.
Two key players, two key couples.
Yeah.
Natalie, who has been delivering every episode this season, was absent.
Yeah.
And then Stepanka, who I could take or leave, to be honest.
True.
She was also absent. I think the big hole was Natalie.
Yeah,
missing.
I agree.
So that being said, still a wonderful piece of entertainment.
Oh, big time.
Still a wonderful television show.
I really enjoyed Debbie.
Debbie, wow. Look out, Vegas. Vegas has seen a lot. I don't know if they've seen anything quite like Dirty D after this makeover. I think it's going to inject a sense of life that I'm certainly not ready for. But,
I'm so ready. Ready.
All right. Okay. Well, save your thoughts. We'll talk about it shortly. Before we do, a couple housekeeping items. If you want to follow us on social media, do it. You can do it. It's so easy to do. You just got to find us on Instagram at Married to Reality Pod. Mm-hmm. POD at Married to Reality Pod on Instagram. It's where we're posting memes. It's where we're sharing exciting news. It's where we go live.
All of this.
It's where we're going to be having our merch giveaway. Mm-hmm. And speaking of merch giveaway, the merch shop is up.
Oh, yeah.
If you guys are looking for something for yourself or for another this holiday season, the merch shop is up. You can find it marriedtorealitypodcast.com. Mm-hmm. There'll be a little button to click for the shop. Find all sorts of cool stuff.
You can find shirts, mugs, and more. And hey, the lucky you who joined our live this past Sunday, you got a sneak peek how it all looked in person.
We walked that runway.
Oh, we big time.
Strutted our stuff.
So
arm in
guys.
arm like Natalie and Johnny. No, we didn't do that. But.
So hey guys, another reason why to join our lives, because right now, if you're thinking, oh damn, I wish I saw all this merch, well, you should have joined our live. Do it next time.
We'll also be posting some pictures of the merch. Maybe of us modeling it. Who knows?
Ooh, I didn't know about this idea.
This was your idea. Are you kidding me?
That's right.
You said we should wear it and post photos.
How drunk was I?
Judging by how drunk you normally are, probably right around there.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. So the merch is up. If you want it, go and get it. We think it's pretty cool. As we said, we were rocking it the other day. We like it. We love it. We hope you do too. So that is that. You're following the Instagram. We're back on Facebook, although we're not back on Facebook. We had to recreate a Facebook account. So that's Married to Reality on Facebook. Find us there. It is not our main platform, but we will be sharing a lot on Facebook as well. Usually things happen on Instagram first, make their way over to Facebook, but they will eventually get there. Maybe some exclusives to Facebook. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. We get a little wild sometimes. So Instagram, Facebook, we got the merch, marriedtorealitypodcast.com. Also, make sure you're following the podcast. So easy to do. Just look down and smash that follow button.
Yeah, guys, smash it like it's new Debbie hot.
Pretty hot.
Because that lady got a hot makeover.
She sure did. Pretty hot. And also make sure to press that plus sign button if you're listening on Apple Podcast. And last but not least, if you haven't left a review, please do.
Yeah, guys, it makes us happy. It makes our day. And hey, it's the holiday season. It's the most wonderful time of the year. What are you waiting for?
Yeah, perfectly said. Okay, without further ado, should we talk about season 2, episode 5 of The Single Life?
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Should we start with Jesse and Jennifer, who great segments, a couple of great segments here, but really felt like it was teeing up what's to come next episode.
Yes, I felt the same.
You know, it was a little bit of a tease, a little bit of a tee up, but we saw some things, we learned some things. And first and foremost is that Jennifer needs to test Jesse to make sure he's manly enough.
Manly
for her.
enough.
Manly enough. Not even a man, but manly enough.
And this is pretty cool what they ended up doing because, as you guys remember, with Tim, all she wanted him to do was to swing on a swing, right? Not even swing with other people, swing on a large swing. And Tim was not up for it. He was freaking out, wasn't it?
He probably would have sexually swung like a swinger would.
Yeah, not with Jennifer.
Maybe that type of swinging. Who knows with who? But he would.
He didn't even go there with her. So
that's what I'm saying. Maybe he would swing. Maybe if someone else was involved. And look, I'm not saying who else would be involved, but maybe if someone else was, he'd be more into it. Either way, he didn't swing. Jesse flew, though. Jesse got some air.
Some paragliding.
Air Jesse. Yeah, they went paragliding, something I've never done.
Oh, me neither. I
don't think I would ever do.
I've almost done it. But
How do you almost paraglide?
You want to hear the story?
Please.
So, you now went to Montana and Wyoming this year, but I've been there before with my family, kind of. For one day, we went up to this mountain near Jackson Hole, right? On a gondola.
Mm-hmm.
And they do paragliding. So before we went up, I was like, I'm going to do it. It's going to be amazing. And then we went up and I was like, meh, I'm not going to do it. Because I checked out how tall the mountain was and everything else where I would be paragliding.
Sure.
And I changed my mind. So I went back down on the gondola.
Okay. Did anyone paraglide? Were you alone or were you with your family?
I was with my fam. I
were
met them
they going to do it?
No.
No one was going to do it.
They were going to take a pic of me, but I'm telling you, as we were going up the gondola, I was like, probably.
Now, on second thought.
Oh my gosh. I just realized that wasn't Montana.
Oh.
It was in California. It was Mammoth Lakes.
Okay.
Anyways, another mountain.
Sure.
Oh,
yeah, sure.
on a gondola.
You didn't do it. Doesn't really matter
We didn't
you didn't do it.
Yeah, I don't think we did a gondola in Wyoming. But anyways, it was in California. Going up the gondola, midway up, I started hesitating.
Mm-hmm.
Once we got up there, I literally changed my mind and I just grabbed a beer.
Did you tell people you were going to do it?
Yes.
Oh, that's the worst.
Well, I mean, it's just my family. And I feel like my aunt was almost happy because she probably didn't want to scrape me off the ground.
Yikes.
So.
Yikes. Yeah, I never paraglided. I did parasail, which that I would do again.
Yeah, I would do that because it's like if you fall into the ocean.
I mean, you're pretty high up. The water turns pretty dangerous at those heights. But yeah, I did that. That was fine. This looked insane, but they did it. And something I think about terrifying experiences or surviving terrifying experiences brings people together. And that's what happened here, because when they safely landed, they just about banged in that open field. I thought they were going to go into some downward doggy style or who knows what, but I was like, this is a little too hot right now.
Jesse was like, I loved it so much.
Oh yeah.
He is very Darcy-ish.
Very sexual too. Very sexual.
Well, he has to be, otherwise, bye-bye, Jennifer.
It's true. And I love how he pumped the brakes for 12 hours. And now he's basically having sex.
Oh, my gosh. He's like, 3 days later, I met her mom. I met her daughter. Our chemistry is so intense. I think I love her.
It's magnetic. The energy is there.
Oh, my gosh.
He says, I think we're soulmates.
Oh, my gosh. He went from, I don't even want to sleep in the same room because, I don't know, I want to get to know her first, to 72 hours later, him being in love.
Soulmates.
Soulmates.
Magnetic. Yeah. So Jennifer.
Frequencies. I'm sorry.
Frequencies, other Darcyisms. Yes, he's been brainwashed. Let's be clear.
I love that you say Darcyism because it's almost like Darwinism.
Oh, well,
Different.
Darwinism. If it was Darwinism, they would have crashed and died paragliding. But Darcyisms, no, all is well. Magnetic, positive energies, soulmates.
Totally. Love is love.
Jennifer feels like she's living in a dream. Jesse's like, yeah, you were single for 3 years, and now look at you with your soulmate. So unexpected, must be a dream. I totally get it.
Jennifer's just like,
Of course, yeah, she has not been single for 3 years, but she's not about to tell Jesse that.
well, let's think about it, right? If you're just hooking up with someone, you are single.
That's a fair point. If you're hooking up with the same person, though, repeatedly.
You're still single.
Are you, though?
Let's say when we started dating, you were dating someone else,
Yes.
but it wasn't serious. So you were basically considered single because you were still keeping your options open.
But for how long?
You weren't single?
When we started dating,
Yeah.
I was dating just you exclusively.
Well,
And
after
it
we
took-
started dating, but when we went on our first date,
But that's first date. That's what I'm saying is for a certain period of time, sure, you're single, but there was a period of time in between us starting dating and you asking me to be your boyfriend where I wouldn't have considered myself single.
true.
It was pretty exclusive, even though we didn't have the conversation. So
True, but it was the way we felt. Like I felt like, yes, like this is it. And we were hanging out a lot. So if you did have another relationship, I would be questioning it because I would be like, when are you hanging out with this person?
sure. But my point is just that don't you think if Jennifer was banging cacao, who knows,
Curacao.
Curacao, if Jennifer's banging this guy for 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, you're not really single anymore. You're sort of,
Friends with benefits.
I guess that's true too. It's a
feel
messy
like
situation.
if they've known each other for so long, but she never gave in, they were just having fun, clearly not establishing any relationship, right?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there was something going on, obviously, but I wouldn't necessarily make her, oh, she was in a relationship and she was cheating.
Right. I think there's this gray area. I think there's this gray area that she was in and clearly not being completely honest with Jesse about it, whether it's single or not or dating. Jesse assumed, I think, she was by herself. Mm-hmm. She was by herself, no men, which is not true. So Jennifer is not ready to talk about Kakwa yet. Instead, she wants to introduce Jesse to her best friend / cousin, Vanessa.
You know how on the most recent season, my iPad kept changing Leandro's name to Lavender.
Yes.
Now it's changing Kakua's name to Coco.
Oh, I don't think we can do that. It's going to get too confusing.
I know, but I'm just telling you like how funny the autocorrect is.
Yeah.
So now I'm looking at my notes and it also says Coco.
Yeah. Well, keep that to yourself. We had some friends who messaged us and were like, why are you calling him a Lavender? It's like, because we don't know his name and neither does Ari. Ari's
very true.
Leander, Leandro, Leroy. It's like no one knows what his name is. We decided together we were going to call him Lavender. So that's that. But I don't think we can do Coco. Kakwa. I think. Kakwa. Okay. We're going with Kakwa. So he found out about this meetup. He wants to crash the party.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Savage.
Of course, he just found out about this meetup. No, somebody told him.
He's like, oh, I want to get Jennifer back. I want to show this European who I am. I'm the hot, spicy Latino that Jennifer needs in her life.
That's right. That's right. So cut to later that night. They're all dressed up. They're getting ready to meet Vanessa. But before they do a little sip before they go. A little sip before, a little talk. And Jesse,
Fun fact, it wouldn't be that weird because Jesse lives in Russia now.
Oh, to do a sip before you go.
You're not that far off.
Yeah, so they do. They do a sip before they go. And Jesse comes out and says, I feel like I'm falling in love with you.
Dude.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa. Yeah.
I think he's...
That's aggressive. It's very aggressive.
In 3 days, you can fall in love with how the person looks and how you interact, but you cannot fall in love
You can
within
fall
3 days.
in lust.
Yes.
Where you just want to keep
Yeah.
making love, sweet, sweet love to this person. And sure, the things they're doing are probably accelerating those feelings, the paragliding, being together in another country. And I get that. But Jesse did not seem like the type of guy who would just come out and basically say, I love you after a
True.
couple days.
Well, here he is.
Here he is. And the worst part about it is Jennifer doesn't say anything in return.
So she just is there and she's like, should we go?
Yeah, you want to go? I think Vanessa's,
It's
Vanessa's
like
on her
Jesse's
way.
version of, oh, there's a goat.
Yeah, I'll go. So, yeah, it's so true. It's a great point. So this shocks him. He can't believe it. He tells the cameras, wow, didn't expect that. Little shocked. She didn't say, I love you back. To be fair, he didn't really say, I love you.
No, he didn't. He said, I think I'm falling in love with you.
Right. Which
is
still, you want a response of, oh my gosh, I
Yeah.
feel that way too, or I think I could get there too, instead of, I think we should go.
But it was him who said, she didn't say I love you back. So
I know.
was that him saying I love you, just not really wording it properly? Or?
I think he was trying to soften the blow and
yeah.
not just come out, but almost tease the idea before fully committing to it.
I guess it's the worst. I've never been in such situation. But if you tell someone you love them and they don't say it back.
Woo! Yeah. Yeah.
I barely remember our first time.
Well, we were blackout drunk. Let's be very clear about that. We both said it at the same time. We just don't know who said it first.
Yeah.
We just remember that night we were wasted. We stole the wine glass.
You stole the wine glass.
We were at this bar on the Upper East Side of New York City. We had been dating for a year, almost a year.
Yeah, it was right before we went to check. So I was going to say like 10, 11 months.
Yeah. And we had both felt it. We had talked about it later. We both felt it. But neither of us had said it until that one night we got wasted.
We went to a concert.
We went to
a Czech concert.
We went to a Czech concert and we both got wasted. Went to a bar afterwards. And I don't know what. I think we just both were so drunk. We were not feeling great that we were like, we need to leave. So we stood up. We left the bar. But I had my wine glass in my hand. So we're walking down the sidewalk of New York, drinking this wine. And one of us said it first.
We said it outside of the concert hall.
Before the bar?
I think so.
No, it was definitely after the bar.
I don't know.
It was definitely
no. We walked around. I remember walking down the street just yelling it, and you were yelling it too.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, I love you. He's like, I love you.
And we still have that glass.
We call it the love
It's
glass.
the love glass because it was there when we announced our love. And then I got very sick that night. I drank so much red wine. Mom, plug your ears if you're listening. I went to the bathroom to get sick. And I redecorated the bathroom with my red vomit, and it got all over the shower, like the
mat,
the bath mat that's outside the shower. And so I was like, what do I do? On like the 5th floor, we're in a 5th floor apartment in New York City. It's 4 a.m. I'm getting sick. I open up the bathroom window and I throw the bath mat out, and I go back to sleep. And then you came in to the bathroom the next morning. We're like, what happened to the bath mat? Look out the window.
Good stuff. I remember I was trying to test it out. If you remember, I'm like, so you remember last night? And you're like, yeah. I'm like, like we said, I love you. You're like, yeah. And I almost feel like I said something like, do you still feel this way? And you're like, yeah.
Oh, you're so forward.
Well, I wanted to know because we both were very drunk, but I knew that I was also honest.
As I always say, a drunk mind speaks a sober heart.
Very true.
So much love. Okay, so back to Jesse and Jennifer. I think the reason Jennifer, whether she feels it or not, is not prepared to say anything yet is because she wants the news about Kakwa to come out. See how Jesse reacts to that. Because she could be like, yeah, I love you too. P.S. I was banging this guy the day before you got here, and then he freaks out, and now she's confessed her love, and now they're breaking up, and it could be a whole thing. So I think she's pumping the brakes until that news has broke.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so we cut to Jesse and Jennifer. They're on their way to Jennifer's favorite restaurant, which I was just hoping was better than the previous restaurant.
It was a little awkward because, again, Jessie said the L word and she didn't.
Yes, probably a little bit of an awkward cab ride over there. They get to Cellar Wine Bar. Vanessa is already there looking ready to slay.
Oh, yeah.
Ready to slay, as Jennifer said. And Vanessa approves of Jesse, thinks he's very handsome.
Very handsome.
This is good. Things are going well. Until Kakwa walks in. And you could cut that tension on a bias.
Oh, yeah.
Because you felt, talk about energy.
I felt it.
You felt that awkward energy. Here's my question, and this could just be editing or music or whatnot. I don't get it. I don't get why there was tension from the start, because it's Jesse and Jennifer, and then Vanessa with a seat next to her. It just seems like Kakwa and Vanessa are together.
I thought the same, but
They should be together.
I think that awkward once Jennifer and Kakua started talking in Spanish. You can read the body language. Forget the rudeness of the situation when no one was translating, which
So rude.
I would never do to you. I think it's so rude. And I've been in that situation.
We've been in that situation where we're with your Czech friends.
Yeah.
Not even your good friends, because your good friends would never do that. But when we lived in the city and you had some acquaintances.
Yeah, it was in America, not in Czech.
And you guys, or not even you guys, they start speaking Czech. And you would always say, hey guys, you know English, like let's speak English.
Yeah, and I said it in English. And they were like, and their response was like, well, he should learn Czech.
Yeah.
And that's for me, it's like, well, hello and goodbye.
Yeah.
Because you're rude.
Hello, we're in America.
Yeah.
And not to be like, oh, America, speak English, but you guys know English.
Exactly.
We're sitting in New York. We can all speak English together.
It's a different story when we go to Czech. And I speak Czech to my friends, but I always translate for you.
Right.
Immediately. You freaking know what's going on.
Right.
Luckily, my best friend's fiance speaks English. Some of my friends do too. My cousin speaks English. So it's not just me. But yeah, I would never let you be in that situation. And again, I've been there and it's so awkward. When I was an au pair, I had lots of friends from Israel.
Yeah.
And they invited me to some celebration, which I forgot what it was, but it was me and like 15 Israeli girls. Some of them I didn't know. Some of them I did know. But they didn't speak any English to the point that I was like, can you
But could they speak English?
Yes, we were all au pairs.
Right.
Broken English,
Right.
but come on. And they didn't speak any English. And I just was sitting there eating, kind of asking my friend, like, hey, what's going on? And she said it to them, like, speaking English. And they maybe said 2 words and back to Hebrew. And I was like, I like you, I guess, but I don't want to hang with you again because this night was just miserable. I'm sitting there not understanding anything. And you all speak English.
And imagine had you just confessed your love to one of them and they didn't confess it back, and now they're all talking basically behind your back.
Oh, so bad. I felt so bad for Jessie, actually. And again, if you're not dumb, and you don't understand language, but you can read the body language.
Right.
And you could tell that there was something going on between Jennifer and Kakua.
Yeah, there was definitely an energy you could pick up on. And so Kakwa tells the cameras his first impression of Jesse. And it's a little bit of a dig. He's like a very delicate kid. And Jennifer prefers strong Latin men.
Meanwhile, Kakua has his mouth full of braces.
Right.
Speaking of kids.
Right. And speaking of what Jennifer prefers, we've seen her now with 2 men who are not strong Latin men. So maybe you don't know what she prefers.
Yeah, I really don't think he knows. I think maybe Jennifer may say things like that, but meanwhile, she is attracted to the Western culture, right?
Yeah.
Which is fine. Everyone likes what you don't see. Some people like what you
Something
don't see,
exotic,
what you don't have. Yeah.
Well, this is what Cock was telling himself is, oh, Jennifer wants me. This is who's right for her. It's like maybe
spicy.
Maybe in your mind, but clearly she's choosing otherwise. So Jennifer starts telling Jesse, more or less how Kakwa has been obsessed with her, following her around, stalking her, and more or less
For 10 plus years.
those terms. Yeah. All while she's eating her olives very sexually.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Oh, so much sex. So much sex. So they're all just sitting at the table, speaking Spanish. And Kakwa comes out and says, I will always be by Jennifer's side. Not jealous, not worried, but Jesse should be. And you know Jesse's uncomfortable because he's not even trying to use any Spanish. He's always up to throw out an hola or a buenos dias. Not this time.
Well, he's reading the body language. I'm telling you, he can
Yep.
tell that something's going on and I don't understand it, but I need to get to the bottom of this.
He says he's going to confront. He's going to confront.
He has no problem
Kakwa.
with asking the tough questions.
Yeah, he feels like the situation's weird and I'm going to get to the bottom of it. And I think that's going to happen on the next episode.
Please do get to the bottom of this,
Get
Jesse.
to the bottom of it. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. That's Jesse and Jennifer setting up for a spicy next episode, I think.
Debbie.
Speaking of spices,
Las Vegas.
she's with Vanessa. They're in the car. They're on a mission. Mission makeover.
Mission possible.
I thought it was going to be Mission Impossible. I didn't know if we could take Dirty D, Double D's at 69 and turn her into a sex pot, but I was somewhat wrong, I will say.
Listen,
She
it's called a makeover for a reason.
So she feels like I need to step up my game because I want to have pride in the way I look again because I got a date. I got a date coming up tomorrow with this guy named Jay.
58.
58, 6'1", 200-pound teddy bear.
Ooh.
All right. So my wheels are spinning. Sounds good, right? I'm about 6'1", and after quarantine, 200 pounds.
You're 6'2".
Yeah, no, I didn't want to
You're
brag.
200 pounds, gee.
Not bragging. I'm
Hit-
probably
Hit the
195.
shame. Hit the shame.
Yeah, I got to do something. At least stop drinking so much. But you're a bad influence, so
I go to the gym every day,
and you drink every day too.
but I go to the gym.
That's true. Okay, enough about us. They met on a dating app. That's what we learned, and they decided to go on a date. So Debbie wants to get her groove back before this big night. We know how the last date went.
Yeah, she doesn't want to go there anymore because it hurt her. It hurt her that her previous English date basically said, hey, I'm not attracted to you, but want to be my friend, which is the worst.
Yeah.
So now Debbie feels like she needs to wow the new person, right?
Oh, yeah.
And listen, good for Deb because she said, hey, we FaceTimed before to make sure I'm not being catfished again.
That's smart. She's learning.
Yeah.
She's learning. The thing is, they FaceTimed and then she goes and does this makeover. It goes back to the Natalie thing of you're hooking them with one look and they're saying yes to a date and then you're going to show up and be a completely different person.
Sure.
Right? I don't think that's the best move.
I mean, you should look nice, but you should look as nice as you normally
You
look
can
when you're
elevate
trying.
it.
Yeah.
Don't FaceTime someone with brown hair and streaks of gray and then show up with purple hair, which is kind of what happened.
That's a classic babichka
Which
look.
is in the Czech Republic, all babichkas, all those baddie babichkas got the purple hair.
My grandma dyes her hair purple since she was like 50.
I know.
Been 30 plus
You
years.
hit a certain age, you got to go purple.
She does it herself. Sometimes her ears get in the way, so she goes around with purple ears for a few days before it washes off. Good time.
That's adorable. Okay, so Debbie and Vanessa, they go to a med spa. They meet Dr. Nicole, and she talks Deb into some cryotherapy.
Freaking love it. I was just recently in a med spa and I was looking at it as a brochure.
Really?
I told you I went to do my hydrofacial.
I know you went. I didn't know you were looking at cryotherapy.
I would freaking love that. I feel like, but I don't know the benefits. I would need to really study what it does to you.
I think it's good for you. I think it's very good for you. I just don't think one session
was gonna
makes a
say,
difference.
yeah.
It's like we did sauna for the longest time before COVID, And
Well, we stopped because I got heat stroke from the sauna, and I've never felt so sick
that's
for like
'cause
24 hours.
you were not prepared. We had taken like a month or two off, and then we went back and we went for our full session, 45 minutes, hot heat. And you were not hydrated. You were not prepared. And it took you out for sure.
I honestly, I promise I don't want to do this again because I felt so shitty.
I love it. But sauna, one session, not going to do much. I don't know if cryo's the same way, but I would imagine it's a cumulative effect. And the more you do it, the better it is. They talked her into it. She goes in negative 142 degrees.
Love it.
I mean, this episode is basically Fear Factor between the paragliding and the cryo. And she handled it like a champ.
She loved it.
She got in there. She was like,
It almost looked like she's being cooked.
cooked. What do you mean? She's
Like,
being frozen.
she's
It's the opposite of being
You know,
cooked.
you know the fairy tale about like the two kids walking in the forest and they get lost and then they found a little house with a witch. She lives in the gingerbread house.
Yeah. Sounds
So
familiar.
and then she's trying to cook the kids, but you know.
Jeez.
Right?
Jeez. I mean, I trust you.
So it was like that. Like she was cooking the kid. She's both being cooked because
She was both the witch and the one being cooked.
because the cold was producing the steam. That wasn't a hot steam, it was a cold steam. But it literally looked like
don't
she's
say
in a
cult steam because just picture-
COLD.
Right, but in
Cold
yes, when we're
steam.
talking Debbie and you say cult steam, I'm like, I do not want to
And it
picture that.
It literally looked like she was in this big ass pot just being cooked.
We saw something different. We each saw something different.
did you see?
I saw her in a cryo chamber. No fairy tales, no witches, nothing.
Okay, my imagination
Wild.
might be a little wilder, but
Wild.
okay.
Yeah. So, okay, she does that. She gets out. Then it's time for some injections, a little Botox,
Ooh.
which she handles like a champ too.
I was also looking at that in the brochure.
That I'm down. And cryo I would try. But I think it's something you have to really invest in.
Well, I thought you go once to see if you like it, how your body reacts,
Sure.
and then take it from there.
But it's not like a haircut. It's not, oh, you go once, you get your haircut and you're a different person.
It's like the floating chamber. I got it for you.
Oh, the float tank.
Yeah, the float tank.
Sensory deprivation
Yeah,
tank.
and we went and we didn't love it. It was weird.
We also did it together. So you can do it by yourself or you can do it as a couple. We did it as a couple, which was great because it's it's a little scary, if I'm going to be completely honest. You're in water in the complete pitch black, no sound and no timer. You don't know how long it's been. You don't know how much longer you have to go. And if you did that for the first time by yourself,
True.
you could have a little anxiety.
I just want it to be like otters, just like floating and holding hands.
Which we did, which sort of takes away from the whole sensory deprivation because we felt each other in the tank. But it was one and done. I don't know that I would do it again.
No, me neither. Plus, I got all the water is salty, and
It
I
was
did a bad
warm
move,
and humid
I got
and
all the
salty.
water in my eyes, and I started freaking out, and it was dark.
Yeah.
My eyeballs were on fire.
Right. That's for those of you guys who don't know, that's how you're floating.
Yeah.
Because there's so much salt. It's like the Dead Sea.
Yeah.
That your buoyancy. So you just float there. But yeah, if you go and rub your face, now you have so much salt in your eyes and you can't see and you can't wash it out.
Well, the idea is that the water is your body temperature. So you're supposed to feel like you are floating in the air. You're not supposed to feel the water because it's exactly your body temperature.
For me, it felt a little warm.
It felt a little cold for me.
Ooh, and I was like sweating in there.
It was
wasn't.
humid. Yeah, I
it
love.
was,
So we didn't love it.
That's neither here nor there. Okay. What is that Deb and Vanessa leave and they have another stop, and that's Therapy Boutique.
Ooh,
Because
Debbie's getting some shopping done.
she needs some new clothes. And the salesperson first throws out the idea of something form-fitting.
What does it even mean?
Form-fitting would be skin tight.
Okay.
Fits your form.
Love it.
You love it as a 30-year-old
Thank you. I'm
who
31.
hits the gym 5 days a week. Debbie, who's 69 and her only exercise is going to the fuck zone, I don't know that she wants to put on something form-fitting.
Listen, for 69-year-old, her body doesn't look too bad. I think she dropped some weight.
She looks fine.
Yeah.
But to me, when I heard form fitting and I saw Dirty D, I was not aroused.
But
to say
hey,
the least.
she actually pulled it off.
I don't know if that was form fitting. It was close.
Okay.
Okay. Because Debbie says, no, I need something to cover my big fat stomach. Those are her words. Okay. So they grab her some other clothes to try on. She comes out. I don't know what it was, what you call it. It was simple, but interesting at the same time.
She was wearing shorts, like this rust color shorts.
Oh, I thought, her first outfit.
Yeah.
Okay.
With black stockings
Yes.
and this white shirt.
A shirt that really showed off that butterfly tattoo.
Oh, yeah.
She really wanted to let that thing
Shine.
fly. Yeah. Yeah. So let it be free. Let that butterfly
it
be free.
free.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
So she tries that on. I don't think she's loving it, but she ends up settling on like a nice little white skirt with the black shirt and some stockings.
Well, she bought a lot of things. So I'm sure she bought all the outfits, but for her date, that's what she picked.
That's what she's going to go with. Okay. And then she hits us with a beautiful line, nice little line. One step closer to being hot again.
Ooh, because she used to wear makeup all the time and dressed really nicely. And that was a throwback photo. And I can see that.
Yeah.
I mean, she was a go-go dancer in Vegas. That's how you make the money.
Yeah, she was definitely like 70s sexy.
Yeah, for sure.
Little Austin Powers-esque. Well, that's that's what I hear when I see it.
Okay.
Yeah? No? Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
But she was putting me to shame because I haven't seen makeup since 2020.
Oh, that's not true.
All right, once in a while.
Your quarantine project was learning how to
Well,
do
yeah,
makeup.
I learned how to do my makeup, but I don't put it on all the time.
Right. Fair enough. Okay.
But I learned.
Speaking of, one last stop, the salon. And she brought her friend Audrey, who is very supportive of this makeover. She knows dating is a game, and Debbie needs her confidence if she's going to win.
Oh, yeah.
So she's at the stylist, at the salon. She's telling her stylist, I'm looking for a whole new vibe. Maybe some color, a new cut.
Maybe bangs.
Lose the gray. No bangs.
I like no.
If you get bangs, no bangs. That's what it's hard to bang if you're wearing bangs. But
I used to have bangs
Not
for
a fan.
years.
Not a fan of bangs.
Blame it on my mom.
But we learn Jay is 58. He's 11 years younger. So she wants to look a little more fresh faced.
Yeah, she wants to impress him.
She wants to dress to impress. So the stylist puts the color in her hair, leaves to let it do its thing. And Debbie and Audrey, they start talking. And Debbie's like, I want to find something deeper than a friend zone. The romantic zone.
Ooh, so many zones, Deb. The fuck zone, the friend zone, the romantic zone.
Yeah, and that's basically what Audrey says is like, oh, that could always lead to other zones.
Oh, gee.
I don't understand what all this zone talk is. It's like they sent it out in AARP emails or something about all the fuck zone, the erogenous zone, the Twilight Zone. Why are there
Twilight Zone?
a television show that was probably popular when Debbie was younger?
Oh.
But yeah, all this zone talk. Like Audrey was in on the zone talk. Debbie's in on
gonna
the
say,
zone talk.
And I said it before. Debbie should just go to like a bingo championship and look for a man there. Or go back down your history lane because, as an example, my babichka, aka my grandma,
Yes.
she was married for a long time. My grandpa passed away when I was young. But then a guy who was obsessed with my babichka since they were in like a middle school, and his wife passed away too. He swooped his way in, and they were dating for a while. They're still actually in touch.
Okay.
We don't like him. We don't talk about him. We don't see him, but they still talk, right?
Okay.
So it's almost like, oh, he was so in love with my grandma, but she married my grandpa. He married someone else, waited 40 plus years, and found his way back to my grandma. So maybe, hey, Deb, maybe there is someone in your past, someone you banged, like the Marlboro Man.
Oh boy. Yeah. Okay. So then Deb, being Deb, gives us one of her classic lines for the single life. Someone advised me to put condoms in my wallet.
How old are you, Debbie? Are you a 16-year-old boy?
Yeah. First of all, do women have wallets? I guess women have wallets.
I have a wallet. What are
do
you
have a
talking
wallet?
about?
Okay.
You know I have a wallet.
I picture someone like Deb with a pocketbook. We always talk about mothers and their pocketbooks and all the things they
you
carry.
have a wallet. Women actually have giant wallets. I don't have a small wallet. But my mom has a huge wallet with all kinds of things in it.
But we
Probably
talk-
not condoms.
Exactly. We always talk about the things that classic moms have. Advil, gum,
Water bottle.
Yeah. Never a condom in there.
I hope not.
You never find a condom in that super mom's.
Imagine you're like, hey,
pocketbook.
mom, can I borrow 20? And you open her wallet and there's a freaking condom.
Hello. Yeah.
But when I was in high school, when we were like 16 or 17, there was a thing for guys to have a condom in their wallet. When the time comes, you're ready.
Right. I
No
never
one's
did.
used that thing because it's been in the wallet
been in
probably
there.
forever.
Yeah. It's
But
wearing out in there, open and close. Yeah. But that's what she was told. I'm sure it was Colt who told her,
oh yeah.
here, mom, grab one of mine. Keep it in your wallet.
Ew.
But Audrey's like, oh, yeah. There are high STD rates in retirement homes.
AKA, what's the village?
The
in Florida?
Villages.
The Villages.
Which, okay, so Therese and I had this dream for about a month of us moving to the Villages.
When we retire.
When we retire, because you have to be a certain age. I don't know
Yeah.
if it's 55 or 65. But then there were multiple news stories because we Googled, we're like, the Villages sounds great. I don't know how we heard about it. We probably
I don't
saw
know.
a YouTube video or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
And we Googled the Villages, and there's these New York Post articles and other articles about it being the STD capital of the world.
People like sex swinging, their 60s
Mm-hmm.
and 70s, and a lot of gossip. And apparently, I also saw some headlines during the elections.
Yeah.
Half of the villages
Oh,
were
yeah.
for one, the other one for
Oh,
two,
yeah.
and they were being nasty
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
in their golf carts. Nasty.
They went from sex swinging to swinging fists.
So I do not want to do that. I
Well,
just want to get an RV.
It turns out, I think that was sort of embellished. It's not true. There's definitely some STDs there, but it's not the STD capital of the world. I think that was debunked. But Audrey is not wrong. Retirement homes are known for some higher STD. I mean, what else you can do? You get up to that age.
I was just going to say.
Your partner passes away maybe, or they don't, and it becomes a threesome or a swinging situation. Talking a lot about swinging this episode. But yeah, what are you going to do? And you're up there in age. Who cares if you get an STD?
Exactly.
Right? YOLO. And we're getting to the end of that life. So, do what you
YOLO.
want.
Well said. YOLO indeed.
So then Debbie paints an even more graphic picture for us because she wants us to get our money's worth for Discovery Plus. So she's like, sit down, guys. Let me tell you something. She's like, I used to get wild in the 60s and 70s. I would have one night stands, but I'm not doing that anymore. So I'm not going to do all that yard grooming.
Ah, Debbie.
Oh, okay. So she has a yard down there? That's what she has an entire yard?
I don't even know what it means, but she said she shaved before, so it shouldn't be a yard.
Put up a fence, Deb. No one wants to get into that yard.
Well, she should
what
have
about the backyard? How's the
She should have
backyard?
done a Brazilian wax
No,
since
she-
she was at
Larissa
the spa.
could have given her a Brazilian wax.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a lot. It was a lot of information. Good.
What is it? The
TMI?
TMI.
Too much information. Yeah. Okay. So the stylist comes back. They put the finishing touches on her makeover, and we get the big reveal.
She looks good
She looked good. She looked good, Deb.
because it's not just the hair; it's also her makeup.
The makeup. It's welcome to the bone zone because
Ooh,
Deb looked like 10 years younger.
she sure did.
She looked good. Looked good. So cut to later that day. It's date time. The doorbell rings. Deb comes down.
All dressed.
It's this
up.
little sexy reveal where you just see
I like
her
the
boots.
outfit.
See
It's
her
good.
white
Like,
boots at the first.
white booties. It's good.
Comes down, and we meet Jay, who looks like he's her Uber driver. Acts like he's her Uber driver or something. No romance, no romantic zone, no friend zone, no sweet talk. It's just like, you ready? Let's go. She gets in the car, and then he makes a bunch of weird noises.
I think he burped.
He's like, gets in. He looks high. To me, he looks like
Does
he
he?
smoked some weed or he's not. He can barely keep his eyes open.
Oh, that's true.
And he goes, well, speaking of not keeping his eyes open, he's like, I barely recognized you. Ha.
Okay.
And that's it. No other comments, no compliments, nothing about her look, her makeover, other than you look different.
Well, Deb said, dating at 69 fucking sucks. I should have stayed home with my cats.
My wine, my cats, and my toys.
Ew.
I think those toys vibrate.
Ew.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see how the date goes next time, but so far it's not a love connection.
No, this looks like her second strikeout of the season.
I'm telling you, she needs to go and meet people in person, not on dating apps in her age.
At least she FaceTimed.
True, but let's
And that's
be
the
honest.
thing. She's not. That's a good point. You're saying, oh, she should meet people her age in person. She's not meeting people her age. They're younger because I doubt there's a bunch of 70-year-olds that will FaceTime you
True.
or that are on these Tinders.
I mean, she
or-
should find someone closer to her age.
Maybe. I mean,
At least in their 60s.
10
at
years.
least.
10 years here or there. It's all right. It's all
It
right.
would be fine if the guy was 10 years older.
I just want her to find someone who is actually interested in
True.
her.
That's what I'm kind of saying. Like, she, as a woman, is a little older. Men would be like, oh, I'm almost in my 60s. I want someone, but not someone who's going to be 70 soon. That's
Right.
right. That's my point. I'm all for someone being older, younger. Sure, you do you. But I feel like for Deb to be successful and have the romantic connection or this romantic zone,
Oh, hello.
she needs someone closer to her age with more things in common, because in your 50s, you still work.
That's a
You
good
still
point.
do things. I think Deb is retired.
mean,
Find
she's-
someone who can bingo with you, not someone who's going to do 9 to 5.
Yeah.
Driving Uber like
Yeah.
Jay.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's move on. Can't wait to see how the rest of this date goes, but that's next week. Right now is Syngin.
Syngin.
He's at his place in Connecticut, hanging out, and he gets a text from an old coworker of his. And the first surprise to me was, wait, coworker? That means he had a job or has a job?
Maybe for like a few days.
I looked it up because I couldn't believe it. He did get a job as a waiter at a restaurant in
How
Connecticut.
did you look it up?
Googled it, and there was an article that said he's employed
Oh.
at a restaurant waiting tables as a server.
Oh.
So I don't know if he currently works there. I don't know why it's an old coworker, whether he left or she left, but it's a text from an old coworker. She saw him on one of the dating apps, messaged him to see, hey, see you're single and ready to mingle. Want to go out? And he's like, all right, this could be good. But first, let me talk to Tania.
Yeah,
about
let
it.
me run it by my wife.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So right on cue, Tania comes home and they sit down to talk. And Syngin's like, I'm going to be straight with you. Remember that time I went out with Phil? Well, he ended up getting me on a dating app. And Tania, not happy. Oh,
Not happy at all.
okay. So how do you think you'd feel if I had a dating app on my phone? Syngin's like, well, we're separating. Yeah, separating. And Tania goes, we're not separated yet. And Syngin says, well, we're more like roommates with benefits.
Yes, Tanya doesn't see that way.
No. Tania reminds Syngin we're still married. And it's not like we're just still married on paper.
We're cooking, cleaning, having sex.
Crying together.
Did she
like-
say that?
Yeah. They're doing more stuff as a couple on the outs
Oh,
than,
that's so true.
than so many couples do in their honeymoon stage.
Very true.
Right? Like, we don't even do all that stuff. Sometimes we clean together.
When I make you,
But
we cook together.
sometimes.
When you help me.
Right. But
But
you
we do
take
it
the
because
lead
I
on that.
ask you.
We cry together all the time.
We do cry together.
Sometimes.
But it's usually good cry.
Happy cries.
Happy
tears.
cries, yes.
Or when we watch
Miracle on Ice.
Miracle on Ice. We watch a Miracle on Ice. We shed a tear.
I mean, it is emotional. It's
very
an emotional movie.
Kidding me? It's very emotional.
I almost feel like it's more emotional than Lassie, the dog.
Ooh. I have not seen that movie in 30 years, probably. But we do. We do a lot of that stuff together. They apparently do it all together. And it's a little wild that they're cooking, they're cleaning, they're crying, they're having sex, and they want a divorce. because if you can do all that together, it seems like you can make it work.
I almost feel like they might eventually make it work. Although,
I know.
who knows? Syngin, we saw something on social media, but nothing specific. So
I don't know.
From this, I would almost say like, oh, your relationship is at its best.
Right.
Right?
And maybe that's because it's on the outs. And
Maybe.
so there is no stress or pressure of, oh, I got to make this work, even though you're pissing me off.
True.
If Tanya pisses him off in the back of his mind, he goes, I'm not going to fight her. We're getting divorced. So
True.
maybe it's just easier that way. But I was surprised that they're doing all this and they're still getting divorced. I think it's because one half of that relationship doesn't want to get divorced. Tanya, obviously, she's not willing to accept the fact that Syngin is ready to move on. So she starts asking about the apps and how they're working and his success rate. And Syngin's like, well, people have been messaging me, and an old coworker actually saw my profile and reached out and asked if I wanted to go for drinks. And Syngin's like, I just wanted to see how you feel about it. If I went, nothing sexual, just a date.
Oh, Syngin.
And Tanya's like, you say nothing sexual, but at the end of the day, it's a date.
It is a date.
And this made me flash back to Steven and was his ex Vanessa
Yes.
that let him go to Russia and said, you can date, but no sex. It's like the two go hand in hand. Why even go on a date if you have to cut it off when it gets sexual? That's just a friendship then.
Well, people don't usually bang on a first date unless they feel like it or they know there is not going to be a second one and they have a need.
I just think when she says nothing sexual, well, he said nothing sexual. And she was like, nothing sexual. Kissing is sexual.
True.
Right? So I think saying you can go on a date, you're not going to do anything sexual, it's not a date then. You're just going out with a friend.
That's true. That's a good point.
Right? So Tanya's like, you're going on a date, you say nothing sexual, I don't buy it. And Syngin starts talking about, look, it's taking a long time to break up. And Tanya just goes, well, it's not about breaking up. That's not really what's taking a while. You need to move out. That's the issue. You keep living here. And Tanya doesn't like the idea, rightfully so, of Syngin going out on dates and then coming back to her.
Oh, well, I get it. And honestly, I first thought that not Syngin, but Tanya is the one who wanted to get a divorce because he was the one who left him for a month. She was the one who was kind of hesitating with the wedding. She was the one who said, you're not my soulmate. So the fact that now she wants to keep the relationship going, I'm like, oh, surprising. But Syngin he wants to be single and mingle.
And I think maybe that's why Tanya's like, oh, wait, no, what? You're going to leave me? I was going to be the one who was going to leave. And now that Syngin's taking proactive measures to get out there and meet other women, she's like, wait, no. But I'm kind of with you. She seemed halfway out the door their entire relationship.
Oh, yeah. So, but basically, Syngin asked his wife for permission to go on a date. She wasn't too happy, so Syngin is not gonna do it because he doesn't want to mess up his living situation. So he's gonna just text that girl, hey, sorry, I'm not ready to date, but hey, I'm on a dating app.
So 5 episodes in, and Syngin is not living the single life.
I was just gonna say we're 5 episodes in, and yet he's still married to Tanya, still with her and with no one else. Debbie is on a freaking date number what? 2, 3?
Yeah. Yep.
So,
Natalie hopefully will have another date. Everyone's dating. Everyone's dating except Syngin. It almost seems like their story could have been another season of Happily Ever After.
Right?
And we could have watched this all play out and the demise and finally the divorce and then Single Life season 3.
That's such a good point.
Come on season 3.
So right.
But nope. Here we are. This Single Life. Syngin and Tanya. Nothing happening yet.
I mean, there better be at least 15 episodes. So on episode 6, Syngin's gonna move out and start freaking dating so we get some juice.
Come on, live your life. Oh. Okay. That's it for the episode. it was decent. Pretty good episode.
It was good. It was good.
Not my favorite of the 5, but still good. Still juicy.
Always good.
Still drama. And can't wait for the next episode because I really think that one is going to be packed full of craziness. In the meantime, make sure you guys follow the podcast wherever you're listening. It's so easy to do. All you got to do is look down and smash that follow button.
Hey guys, smash it like it's super duper hot.
That was me touching the button. Like, ooh, that was hot.
Such a hot button.
Press that plus sign. Also, follow us on Instagram at Married to Reality Pod. Check out the merch at marriedtorealitypodcast.com.
And hey guys, if you purchase one of our merch, don't forget to put it on, take a photo, and tag us.
Oh.
We'll reshare. Hashtag Married to Reality merch.
No, just hashtag Married to Reality.
Yes.
Hashtag Married to Reality. Maybe if you share it, we should do this. I love how we don't talk about this stuff and then we figure it out and we're just going to say it. And you can tell me if this is a bad idea. If you buy some merch and you share a photo, then promo code. We'll throw a promo code at you so you can get more merch for less.
Well, we'll think about it.
You don't like that? Maybe like 10% off? Come on.
I do like that.
Come
I
on.
do like that.
All right.
But you gotta share it and tag us. Spread the love.
Okay. And again, thank you for the reviews. If you haven't left one, please do. We love the reviews.
We sure do.
We love. And we love the reviews.
We love reviews.
Okay. That is all for now. I have said it all. Have you said it all?
I've said it all.
All right. You sure have. That means we will talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.